Has God ever told you not to do something and you disobeyed him? I did, and it almost cost me my life. Let me tell you about the story. I was about 21 years old, and I was a wild girl. I grew up in New York, and my daddy spoiled me. My daddy got me whatever I wanted, whether it was the new Pro-Cats. I remember they were called 69ers at the time with the stripes on the side. I had all kind of colors, and my father was in sales. So there were times when he had a lot of money, and there were times that he had none. So the times that he had none, I kind of had an issue with. In comes Junior, my first boyfriend. My first boyfriend was in the streets. He kind of ran the streets. He did a lot of illegal things, but he had money. So whatever my father couldn't give me, he gave me. So that was the start of my relationship with men. So I get to the age of 21. I start working for the Department of Correction. And I remember God telling me, I don't want you to date. I want you to take a break from dating. What? Me? How could I do that? Well, I just don't want you to date. So I'm trying to make all kinds of deals with God. Okay, Lord, I know you don't want me to deal with anybody in the streets. I won't deal with any drug dealers, any robbers. I won't deal with any fast money kind of guys. So I decided that I wanted to deal with an officer. This officer was trying to talk to me. We're both working in a jail on Rikers Island. It's a place where, you have to depend on the other one for your life. So you become very close. You become like family, okay? So I'm looking at this guy. He's clean cut. He's tenured. He has a lot of time on a job. So, and I had been in these relationships where the person became either possessed, and I know that sounds strange, or they became really abusive, okay? I said, well, I'm looking at this guy. He's clean cut. He's tenured. What's the harm? He has about 10 years on the job. There's no way he's going to do anything to me to risk his job. So I'll date with him. So I started to talk to God about him. I had this very close relationship, intimate relationship with God. And I'm telling God, well, he's clean cut. The same thing I'm telling you right now. He's tenured. He has all of this time. He seems like a good guy. He's well spoken. And he's not in the street, Lord. Why can't I date him? God's like, no. So what did I do? I did what I used to do as a knucklehead. I decided that I'm going to date this guy anyway. So we started dating, we started talking, and he invites me over to his house. We go out to dinner, we talk, we're on the phone, we're talking long, all night long, and we're just having a good old time conversing and whatnot. And the guy is from the island, so he invites me over to his house, and I'm like, okay, I'll go. So I go over to his house, I go inside, and it's wintertime. And on the inside of his door, the back of his door, he has this lock. I'm not sure if any of you remember it, some of you old timers might, where you take a stick, it's like an iron bar, and you push it up under the door, and you lock the door from the inside. So that's what he did. He locked the door from the inside. He goes, come here, I'm gonna show you something. And his demeanor changed like right away. He wasn't so friendly and so nice and smiley as he had been the night before on the phone. So he goes, come here, I want to show you something. I come into the room. He opens up his closet, and there are a bunch of statues on the floor in his closet with a whole bunch of candles that are lit beside him. So I'm like, uh-oh. So he goes, okay, B. He calls me the B word, right? The female dog. When I tell you to call me back, I mean call me back. I was playing a little game, hard to get, blah, blah, blah. So sometimes I wouldn't call him back. So he goes, my name is not, let's say his name was Tony, okay? My name's not Tony, it's Tyar. Now I'm all kinds of names under the book. This is what you're going to do. You're going to suck my okay, now I'm in the Twilight Zone. I don't know if any of you remember that movie from the Twilight Zone series. So he takes out his gun. He starts loading his gun. And he goes, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to do whatever I tell you to do. Okay, B, take off your clothes. All right, so I go and I'm dazed, but I can't say that was the first time something like that ever happened to me, unfortunately. So I go and I sit on the bed and I slowly start to take off my clothes. So the Holy Spirit speaking in my ear, and he goes, this is why I told you no. I told you no. So what do? I start praying under my breath. Okay, God, if you get me out of this one, I promise I'll never do it again. I promise I'll listen to you. I won't date anymore. He said, don't date, I won't date. So suddenly, again, he has this gun. He has me laying down. He's getting ready to do whatever it is that he's getting ready to do to me. And I'm praying, God is talking to me in my ear, and his phone rings. And then someone knocks on the door. So he winds up going to the door. I wind up putting my coat on. I don't know if I had clothes on or not. I don't remember. I was traumatized. I just remember having boots, having my jacket on. He comes back to the room. He goes, you stay right there, B. I'm going to be right back. Okay. Don't you move. And he winds up going out the door, and I ran out after. Now I go home, and he winds up calling me, and he starts threatening me. He starts threatening my family through me. I'm going to unalive this one and unalive that one. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And then I find out that this guy's not only an officer, but he does things out in the street as well. He was selling drugs in the street. Okay. And so I figure I'm just going to ignore him. He has to know it's over, right? I'm breaking up with him. I get on the bus. I go to Rikers Island where we both work. And right before you get onto the island is this parking lot that you have to go into if you don't have a bridge pass, is called, to go across the bridge to Rikers Island, to drive from home or wherever you are to Rikers Island. So I took a bus over there, and there is either a shuttle bus that'll bring you over to the island, or you can hitch a ride with someone that's going across the island. So I'm standing over there. I'm standing in the parking lot. I'm waiting for a ride. Here comes this guy. He drags me into his car, because you think that this would be over, right? He drags me into his car. He chokes me, and then he starts to slap me. Okay. So I get out of the car after I'm roughed up quite a bit. I hitch a ride, and I go across the bridge because I still have to go to work. So another officer had been in the parking lot when this guy assaulted me, and they saw the whole thing. So they came back and they told the ADW, the assistant deputy warden. The dep approaches me, and he goes, look, he said, I heard what happened. He said, do you want to press charges? And I'm like, no, I just want him to leave me alone. You know, back then, because I spent quite a bit of time with drug dealers, you know, some of them were my friends, there was something that you didn't do in the streets. You didn't snitch. You know what I mean? So I just felt like I just want this guy to leave me alone. He's bad news. I don't want him to touch me. I don't want to get anyone involved. I didn't want to get him in trouble. I didn't want him to lose his job. I just wanted him to leave me alone. So I have to go back to work. I have to see this guy for the next 2 weeks, apologizing, saying, I'm sorry. You know what abusers do. I won't do it again. I lost my head. I don't know what got into me. But about 10 pounds lighter, and 2 weeks later, that's when he finally decided to leave me alone. But I look back at that time, and I don't know what I was thinking about. Maybe God was being a hater and didn't want me to have a good time. You know what we think when God tells us to do certain things or not to do certain things. You know, he just wants me consecrated. He wants to, I don't know, I was a bit of a knucklehead, you know, but God's able to see things that we can't see. God knows the ending from the beginning, right? God's able to see the intents of the heart when we're only, especially at a young age spiritually, able to see what's on the outside. So in short, make sure you listen to God. All right. Let me know what you think about this, and make sure you like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Come to the well where mercy flows, living water for the thirsty soul.